Phace, Big Snoop Dogg. Phace, I won't waste your time. Ace of spade, been laid, two of a kind. You are done. I am a dub, king of club. Get me in.
Let's go to Vegas. If you wanna take bets for the thrill, I get it, but I know better than to foolishly bet all my love and my heart on my head.
By the way, I just want to say real quick, you favor hoje three. My background has been so consumed in sales and marketing, and in LA, you know, I was running an automobile dealership, Mazda. Just having that clientele and the people that worked with me, all Arabs, Persians, Russians, Armenians, that was it. Honestly, I love negotiating. I don't know what it is about negotiating deals and contracts, and I just like when people say no, and then I just sit down and I just put that clothes on. What keeps the artistic part is I love to express, and I love to be as candid as possible, and I love to just I don't know, I like to inspire people. So if I'm going to talk about you know, being happy or being, you know, independent or feeling good, so to me that's what makes me write. Like, I'm gonna write this because I'm feeling this right. I love upbeat and happy. Like, I grew up, Michael and Janet were my everything because they sang happy music. You know, everything was, you know, even though they had the sides where they would say people keep picking on them and messing with them, but they, for the most part, they had, you know, pleasure principle. I like to feel good. Anything that's gonna make me feel bad, I don't want to stay in that space. You know what, I've signed other people, but I did my project first. I did the Phace project first, so it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna start a record label, I'm gonna do this. I was doing film and his stand-up comedy. You don't even know I did stand-up comedy for 6 years, and I just fell in love with the behind the scene. In my mind, I was thinking, I'm sitting in these comedy clubs, I'm waiting until 1 o'clock in the morning to get on stage for 5 minutes. I said, if I take my money that I'm making over here, I can open up my own comedy club. I can host the show. That way, you know, I'll grow, and I'll be able to do my little routine in between putting other comedians up, and I'll make a lot of money. So, to be honest, I don't know the music side as well as I know television because my degrees are in cinema, film, TV. I went to college, but I was already in the mainstream making contacts. So, and I knew that the car business provided me the opportunity to know how to negotiate. If I'm going to invest, I have money and I can get an investor because I say, hey, I'll match 50%. Let's go into this project together. So they're not hesitating. They're like, well, if she's willing to take a loss too, then let's do this. So having that education and being able to speak properly to people and represent yourself, that's, to me, it's a lot easier getting the money. You know what? I think sometimes we can definitely get caught up in careers and goals and things like that. I think when you have realize what your purpose is and what your mission is, then I think we remember. We stop and say, you know what? This would be good to do. Certain things come natural to certain people. Depends to me how they were raised and their foundation. Like, some people were raised in environments where the younger people, you know, they talk to me or you and they said, hey, do this, do that, stay on this path, stay on that path. It would be great. Like my family always said, don't go to California starving. Don't go out there living in your car. You didn't come from that. Go and, you know, get a job. Because I had, you know, at 19, I had 4 jobs. Like, I'm not going to do the starving thing. So I try to tell people, you know, you can, you know, go to college or get a job, and try to sometimes volunteer your time. Let people know that you care, you want to learn, you're inspired, you know, you're serious, you're motivated, and people will help you. I mean, I believe there's some great people out there. I used to volunteer my time for the Girl Scouts. I would choreograph dance routines and, you know, donate and buy cookies and stuff. So I think if that's your experience, you're going to remember and not forget. Because we in Baltimore, the great thing about Baltimore, we had multi-purpose centers and we had local recreation places where kids could go and take dance classes, take art classes. We had this thing called brain teasing that I loved. where you just go in there and you read books and you talk about the book and you write essays and things like that. So it just depends on the person's foundation and their upbringing. It's not good or bad. It just, people get busy in their day to day and they don't set a certain, goal to do certain things. Just like my little contest I just did, I'm giving $1,000 scholarship, to the person that writes the best, I wouldn't say the best essay, but the most interesting essay about why they want to go to college, why it's important. And I just like talking to young people. I just love talking to them and just seeing what's in their mind and how they see the world and different things. Like make people feel like I can do this, I can fly, I can do this and I can do that. That's a great feeling. Oh, let me rock that. I never ever talk in French, and then I'm on camera speaking in French. Bonjour, je suis Phace.
Je suis avec?
Okay, good. Bonjour, je m'appelle Phace. Je suis avec de Vibe Magazine, le numéro 1 en France.
Yes!
Ah!